Welcome to Digital Asset News, or Dan for short. My name is Rob, and today we got a lot of things to go over. So just the thumbnail and title suggests, it looks like Contagion is moving along quite rapidly. And the thing that doesn't concern me isn't the amount that's happening that we know about. It's the contagion that we don't know about. So we're going to take a look at exactly what's going on. Also, I'm going to talk to you about, we're going to do a Ledger StoneBook giveaway and talk about how to view centralized exchanges. And I just want to go over something that I thought was very interesting as far as what Kevin O'Leary said, Mr. Wonderful. And we'll talk about the contagion issues and things like that. And then I want to show you pretty much where all the action is happening right now for the crypto and digital asset space. At the very end, we'll do a little Q&A. So first things first, the giveaway. I wanted to put this together because, let's be honest, this market sucks. And it's tough for a lot of people to do much of anything when they've lost everything. And if you have anything that's on the exchanges moving forward, I don't want you to have the same issue. So what we did is there's a tweet that just came out. And we take a look here. Here's the Ledger and Shield Folio giveaway tweet itself. And very simply, here's all you got to do. Watch today's video, which you're doing right now. Congratulations. Like this video, if you would be so kind. And then go to this, there's a link in the description for the tweet itself. And then like, comment, and share this tweet. I'll choose the winner live in tomorrow's video. I don't usually do a lot of giveaways, but I thought it was appropriate right now. And then your question might be is, well, Rob, I know what a ledger is. What's a StoneBook or a Shield Folio? And this is what it is. So Shield Folio, it's a waterproof book, tear resistant. It's not fire resistant, but it helps to put everything in just one simple place. And I don't want you to be like me, where I put my mnemonic phrase of my old Cardano wallet on a piece of paper somewhere, and it's gone. 20,000 Cardano just gone. Who knows what that could be worth in the future? But that is all out of here. So we'll be doing the giveaway. You get one of these and a Ledger if you win. Very simple. Also, we're going to be doing more of the Shield Folio giveaways throughout this whole week. So just tune up. You might be a big winner. Also, if you're looking to find out, like, where do I figure out how to use this thing, because I don't really understand. Again, Dan Teaches Crypto. It's my website. It's 100% free. I made it free. It always will be free. Just sign up. I'm just going to ask you for your email. I don't even spam you. I just tell you when I upload a new video. Go to Module 2 Safety, scroll down. I talk about what's a crypto wallet, what's a seed phrase, what's how to set up your Nano Ledger, Ledger Live app, and all this good stuff. So you can do that. And also, I just learned something new about Ledger, which I'd like to share with you right now. I think an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So what I'm talking about is there's this thing on Ledger. I don't know if you guys know this thing. It's called the recovery check. And this is a way that you can check to make sure that your mnemonic phrase in Ledger is actually correct, and you can get your funds back. And very simply, I'll link the video in the description, but it's super simple. I'm just let me stop my screen real quick. Let me share. This is my Ledger Live that you can see right here. And all you got to do is you just connect your Ledger to your computer, pop up the Ledger Live app, go down to My Ledger, and just search for recovery check. And you take this, you install, and you're able to put in your mnemonic phrase. Don't worry, this is through Ledger. I mean, hopefully you got it to the right place, and you use the links in the description, not went to some crazy website that's offers a 50% discount or something crazy, so they can steal all your funds. If you have an official Ledger, it's okay. Ledger Live app, this is the official one. Again, links in the description. And you can put in your mnemonic phrase just to make sure that it's correct. And it'll tell you if it is or not, so you can rest peacefully at night. So that's something I learned today. Just want to share with everybody that they can double check and make sure how it all works. So on top of that, the recovery check, which I thought was pretty good, is there's something I just had a question or a comment about. And I thought it was pretty good to let everybody know. This is Darth Boomer, interesting person, and he says it like this, and it's very true. Treat a centralized exchange like a filthy public toilet. Get in, do your business, and get out quickly, touching as little as possible. And I got to tell you, for everything that's been happening, I totally agree with Darth Boomer. So Darth Boomer, shout out to you. Excellent post. I will be using this gratuitously moving forward. Also, I just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention about the craziness that is going on right here. That's Aaron Bennett, friend of the show, He does a lot of great things with Celsius and giving everybody update. Does a fantastic job. But this is Rand Neuner, I think, from Crypto Banter. And it's a YouTube channel. You can check it out if you want to. But he had Mr. Wonderful on, and he asked him a very simple question. This is 45 seconds, and there's been a lot of back and forth about what was said. So I'm just going to, this is what was said. And Rand's going to ask him, would you take back SBF and hire him? So just take a listen to this.
Knocked on your door again and said, look, I failed in my last venture. I have a new crypto venture. I need money. Would you back him?
That's a great question. No one's asked me yet. I think we can all admit, you can love him or hate him given what's happened, but he was one of the most brilliant traders in the crypto universe. He also built one of the most robust platforms. We used FTX actively. It was a very robust platform that allowed us to get information on a compliant basis. So I really like what he built.
Would you back him?
The answer would be yeah.
Okay, so before everybody freaks out, like, oh, but he said something afterwards. I know he said something afterwards. He did. He said, I would hire him back. I would let him go. And but I would put guardrails up to make sure he doesn't do anything, something about shenanigans or whatever else. But I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, does greed know no bounds? I mean, honestly, you're going to let somebody like that, SBF, come in, and even Mr. Wonderful was like grinning throughout the whole question, which to me is amazing. So I'm like, whatever. I just thought it was fascinating that someone let him back in. But let me know your thoughts on this one. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong here, but I would not let SBF anywhere around any kind of company that has to do with crypto and digital assets. And that's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. Anyhow, that's what's going on. Let's move into Contagion rearing its ugly head. I know there's been some rumors about maybe SBF and FTX were a part of a grand conspiracy to bring down crypto. And there's a reason why he hasn't faced any charges yet. Well, the noose is closing, and I'm not going to dismiss any type of thought process about what could potentially be happening. However, there was a report today. The U.S. is reportedly considering Bankman-Fried extradition for questioning. I got to tell you, the wheels of justice sure do move slow, and it looks like the wheels of justice are the people that behind the scenes are really dragging their feet. Here's what's happening. U.S. and Bahamian authorities are reportedly discussing the possibility of extraditing Sam Bankman-Fried, or SBF. Just thinking about it. Okay. Since the incident, the former FTX CEO, co-founder Gary Wang, and the director of engineering, Nishit Singh, are known to be at the Bahamas, where they are under supervision. Initially, rumors had surfaced of Bankman potentially looking to flee to Dubai, which is what I had heard. And I had heard that he was actually on a plane, but that's been debunked so far. However, due to an agreement between the U.S. and the United Arab Emirates, U.S.-based fugitives attempting to relocate to Dubai have a high chance of being detained and returned. I did not know that. So apparently when people say, we'll go to Dubai. Well, apparently there's some type of communication between Dubai and the U.S. for where they detain people and send them back. So it's something to be said that maybe the noose is tightening and things are going to actually happen. But that's not what we're here for. We're here because what's going to happen in the market, Rob? Great question. Well, there's this great chart. And I can tell you that, remember when Luna collapsed? And then, of course, we figured out it was something behind the scenes as far as 3AC, Three Arrows Capital. And then, of course, then Celsius collapsed and Voyager collapsed. And we're like, well, dodge a bullet. That's it, huh? And now, of course, we're hearing some things about SBF and FTX. It's all interrelated. And I don't think we're going to know the extent of it, obviously. This has been shown many a time. And I will just tell you that there's a lot of companies, individuals, and projects on here that make me quite nervous. Does that mean they're all going to fold? No. But it's something to be said. And here's the first casualty. Not that it's a big thing. It's really not on this one. But it makes you think. And I need to bring it to your attention so you're aware. So Circle, which of course, founders and creators of USDC, reveals FTX exposure. Says the conversions on Binance have hurt projections. that's not so bad. When it says we've heard projections as far as our profits for the quarter, it's another thing when they say, hey, this is totally destroyed our business. And this is not what's happening. Circle disclosed that the tiny FTX equity that Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire alluded to on Twitter last week, and looks like they lost 10.6 million investments the company made in the FTX group, and that's probably gone, according to new regulatory filings. So because of that, their earnings may not be as popping as they may have said. And then it goes over some other information, but it's really not too much. So 10.6 million. Maybe in the future we figure out, oh no, wait, it was 10 billion. Sorry, we miscalculated. But it's enough for me to say, I'm out of stables. I don't have any desire to stay in them. And they're here for me. They work for me. And if I don't want them to work for me, that's it. So here is my diversification portfolio. I updated today because things have shifted. And of course, I'm heavy cash now. Heavy cash, not as much into the stables. I've got some on my degen plays, which we've talked about extensively on this channel because I am biased. Also, I've got 5% roughly, more or less in Masterworks. 5% in land, but we sold a couple of lots a month ago. But most of my diversification is in, of course, real estates, short-term and long-term rentals, the Amazon business. Outside of my crypto, also for staking, I do have some equities, which is really not 5. It's really like 2 to 5%. Just depends on the fluctuations. And of course, crypto IRA with iTRUST. And that's my diversification. Concentration leads to wealth, and diversification helps to maintain that wealth. So I will leave that up to your own devices of what you do with that. Moving forward, here's the problem. Here's the more contagion. Crypto lender SALT halts withdrawals after FTX collapse. You may have remembered that I talk about SALT every so often, and as far as like dollar cost averaging into products that will never come back, and I always say a dash of salt. And that's the same one. SALT, you can see right here, is worth a whopping 3 cents as far as their crypto, but mostly it's for loans, and it came out pretty hot and heavy in the 2017 era. $13, that's pretty good. And of course, it just flatlined and hasn't done squat ever since. So I just say that pick your projects wisely because a lot of them are going to fail, and that's okay. That's just how it is. But I would say a dash of salt. And of course, Dash is, it's doing okay, but come on, Dash, who knows? So crypto lender SALT halts withdrawals. And this is going to worm our way into a friend of the show, Simon Dixon, and Bank of the Future. So the collapse of FTX has impacted our business. This is the SALT CEO, Sean Owen, said in a message sent to consumers. Until we are able to determine the extent of this impact with specific details that we feel confident are factually accurate, we have paused deposits and withdrawals on the SALT platform effective immediately. So remember, when we're talking about contagion and it affects these companies, you understand if they're doing investments and they're loaning things out, well, I don't know how far it could actually go, but there's steps beyond steps beyond steps because it just starts to grow and grow and grow, unfortunately. This is also Tiffany Fong. Follow her as well. Does a great job of aggravating the Mashinskis, I will say. So that is what's happening. And then also for this one, because the SALT lending platform was due to be absorbed or be bought out by Simon Dixon and Bank of the Future, because of what happened with the FTX and their issue, they're going to forego that acquisition. Online investing platform Bank of the Future drops the plan to acquire crypto lender SALT due to FTX exposure. So again, when we're talking about contagion, it's not just like, well, this kind of affected us. Well, now FTX, which was having, I believe, financial problems already, now they're not going to get bailed out by Bank of the Future as they absorb. And I'm just, this is just hearsay. I don't know the specific details, but again, you see where I'm going with this. One domino falls, and a second domino falls, another domino falls, and that's that. So, I know that there's been some talk about, especially Celsius protagonists who are like, well, you know, Simon just did that so he could do his own thing. Well, he's not going forward with that. So that's that piece. Then also, let us not forget of a new piece, Genesis. Crypto lending unit is halting customer withdrawals in wake of FTX collapse. So here we go, folks. Genesis Global Capital serves an institutional client base and $2.8 billion in active loans. That's a lot. As the end of the third quarter of 2022. Genesis, the lending arm of crypto investment bank Genesis Global Trading, is temporarily suspending redemptions. Genesis Trading is different. It acts as Genesis Global Capital's broker-dealer, is independently capitalized and operated separately from that lending unit. Well, let's see how long that statement lasts, and we'll go from there. Genesis Owner Digital Currency Group is also the parent company of CoinDesk. Uh-oh. So last week, Genesis disclosed that its derivatives unit had about $175 million in locked funds in the FTX trading account. That's gone. The Digital Currency Group opted to strengthen Genesis' balance sheet with an equity infusion of $140 million. Hopefully it works out. Announcement was noted by Gemini. One more to go down. Just wait. The crypto exchange and custodian that has a partnership with Genesis. And what do they use them for? That EARN program. Gemini, the crypto centralized exchange by the Winklevi twins, stated this: we are working with the Genesis team to help customers redeem their funds from the EARN program as quickly as possible. Now, I have to make a distinction here. This is just the EARN program. Hopefully, they're talking about the rewards for the EARN program and not the entire crypto that has been placed when people sign up for Gemini and say, I'd like to go in that program. I'm not 100% for sure. We are disappointed that the EARN program will not be met, but we're encouraged by Genesis and its parent company Digital Currency Group's commitment to doing everything in their power to fulfill their obligations to customers under the EARN program. That sounds nice. Also, stablecoin issuer Tether also confirmed in the blog post Wednesday that it had no exposure to either Genesis or Gemini EARN. Tether is operating business as usual, the company wrote. Now, I will say one thing about Tether. I'm not a big fan of Tether. Never have been. However, everybody who's, thrown things against the wall against Tether, still here. And that's there's something to be said about that. And also, a lot of things have been said about crypto.com, yet it's still here so far. So I got to tell you, the companies, the projects, the exchanges that actually make out of this one will be that much stronger moving forward. And they will probably rule the roost as far as the crypto and digital asset space. But let me know what you think about that in the comments section. And lastly, I just want to talk to you guys about where the action is happening. Here in YouTube world, I can bring you some pretty good information relatively quickly. But if you have the time, and I'm talking about like hours, sometimes even like 5, 6, 7 hours, there's this thing called Twitter. I don't know if you've heard of it. And Elon Musk, of course, bought it out. But before Elon Musk, there was this thing called Twitter Spaces. And Twitter Spaces, I dismissed it as not a big deal. But right now, everybody in the crypto space is using Twitter Spaces as a place to just disseminate information, get people's opinions, and at times spread a little rumors in here and there. And I got to tell you, if you don't want to be addicted, don't start this. But there's you can just go to your Twitter account, find, actually the best person to probably follow is Mario Knopfel. I met this guy one time, actually. Seemed like a nice guy. And he's been putting on some fantastic Twitter Spaces. And we've had everybody from, you've had Kevin O'Leary and Simon Dixon. You've had, everybody you can think of in this. Let's see who's here actually right now. Let's listen live. Alex Fossil from Swissborg, Hussein, Crypto Immersion. And then Richard Hart was on today and just pretty much blasting everybody. You had Brian Armstrong in there not too long ago. You had a gentleman from MicroStrategy. Just like everybody who's everybody has been in these spaces. So if you're looking for like the update about what's happening, there's a link in the description. You can follow Mario. He does these Twitter Spaces, and that's the ones to actually watch to get all the best information about what's going on right now. And that's it. So look, that takes care of the news today. If you like today's video and you want to win a Shield Folio or a StoneBook and a Ledger, give the video a like. Also consider subscribing. Good luck with YouTube, actually letting you know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And but that's it for today. So look, if you want to stick around, we'll do a little Q&A. I'll answer all your questions the best of my abilities from the things that I've learned along the way. and what's going on. But that is it. So thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one. Now let's get into a little